I fell asleep, then I woke. But I wasn't awake. My body was frozen. My chest felt heavy. Something was pressing down on me, keeping me from screaming or breathing. That's when I saw her. An old woman, gaunt and wizened, perched at the foot of my bed. Her long hair tangled, her eyes glinting. She looked unnatural, like a twisted reflection in the dark. In Newfoundland, they call this the Old Hag. In West Country, England, they called it hag riding. It's a folklore experience that's been documented for centuries. A demon-like woman sitting on a sleeper's chest, rooted in sleep paralysis reports going back to the 1800s. Those who wake from it say they're conscious, but unable to move, and haunted by the sense that something non-human sat with them through the night. I wasn't afraid because of a story. I was afraid because I'd lived it. When I was younger, people told tales in Nova Scotia and Newfoundland about rituals to ward her off, putting a Bible under the pillow, or strapping a nail-studded board to your chest before bed. These sounded superstition, but after that first night, I started believing. Years later, psychologists studied the phenomenon of sleep paralysis across cultures and found something fascinating. Almost every culture calls the experience a hag or demon, but the hallucinations, the pressure, the terror, it's the same in Japan, Turkey, Iran, the Philippines. Some call it karabasan or baktak. Others say it's a jinn. In Newfoundland, it's the Old Hag. In every case, sleep ceases to feel restful. It becomes the battleground. With some people, it only happens once. One night of paralysis, terror, and silence afterward. Others, it happened again. People said it followed anniversaries, grief, trauma. David Hufford, a folklore researcher, wrote about it. He said personal trauma often triggered repeated visits by the hag in local beliefs. One of the first to record that cultural experience reflects actual neurological events, often tied to PTSD or emotional stress. One woman I read about reported seeing the hag kneel on her chest, then whisper her name before vanishing at first light. In others, bruises and mark-like imprints lingered into the morning, physical signs of a psychological force that shouldn't leave marks. Some tales from slave communities of the American Southeast refer to the Boo Hag, a witch spirit that rides sleepers and feeds on their breath. The method to stop her? Sprinkle salt or cayenne pepper around your room to distract its compulsion to count, or leave bristles by the door. Researchers believe sleep paralysis is caused when your brain wakes, but your body remains paralyzed. Your mind is conscious, fully awake, while your body remains in REM lock. That discrepancy leads to hallucinations, pressure, figures, voices. Yet none of those neurological explanations can account for consistent folklore across centuries, or the way emotional context, trauma, or belief shape the experience. In the Bahamas and Caribbean, they speak of the hag turning into a fireball, flying into your home to suck blood from sleeping victims. In Italy, Sardinia's Amutadori appears as a grotesque woman with claws, sitting on the chest of those who have eaten too much at night. In Turkey, the Karabasan corners the sleeper, holds them down, steals their breath. These experiences share one thing: waking with dread, with a permanent sense you are not alone. After that night, I didn't sleep well for weeks. Each time I laid down, I felt the room grow colder. Heard faint whispers echo through parts of my skull. Even in sunlight, I feared the moment when darkness returned, the moment when she might come again. So what is she? A hallucination rooted in ancient brain wiring? A shadow of grief and trauma? Or just something else entirely? Something old enough to have haunted generations through name and nightmare alike? If you ever wake paralyzed, unable to move or breathe, with a silhouette at the edge of the room or a pressure beyond explanation, don't laugh it off. You may have awakened something older than science, older than creed. This is not legend. This is real.